Hello, everybody. It is Monday, January 18th, 2021. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day here in the United States. And every Monday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 o'clock Eastern, I bring you the most metal Monday nights. Use StreamYard to broadcast this to my personal Facebook for the Robb Zipp Show, the Most Metal Productions, the Most Epic Adventures. I also put it on my YouTube, youtube.com/Robb Zipp. Periscope for Twitter, which is going away soon, but Twitter at Most Epic Show. And I'm also on Twitch at Robb Zipp. Doing all that using StreamYard. If you'd like to leave a comment during the show on any of those sites, I will put the comment or question on the screen for our guest to answer, hopefully. He's here. He's having some audio issues. So I also want to tell you that Liquid Death, I am a death peddler. So if you go to liquiddeath.com and use the code MOSTEPICSHOW, you'll save 10% on everything you order. So let me crack this bad boy open. I'm going to murder my thirst from Mordor. I have Boromir there. And we've got Mountain Doom right behind me. We have a special guest tonight. We have Orc Adams from ORCumentary. He's having some technical issues. Let's see if he's here. Can you hear me or see me? Yeah. Okay. He's still having some issues. So, you've got your mic muted. I'm gonna unmute. Can't unmute your guest. Your mic isn't connected. Oh wait, I heard something. I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh wow. Cool. I have my Bluetooth earbuds in my hands, so I don't know whether that is what is making the sound or not. I'm still pretty new to these, so I keep putting them in the wrong ears. They're not actually AirPods, they're knockoffs, so don't worry, I'm not like an Apple person. Let me see if I can get these to work.
Okay.
All right.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Hey, man, you're using that bootleg Orc technology. Got to throw that crap out, man.
Yeah, these, the Bluetooth, the logo is a dwarven rune, so it always messes with the orc vibe. It's weird. I don't know why. Like, you thought that after the orcs had conquered the dwarves, that we would have a mastery of their magic. But we don't. We're still trying to figure all this crap out. So, but like the Bluetooth symbol is actually like a dwarf, like not like a dwarven rune, but it's like an actual rune.
Yeah.
The logo.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying is that orcs and technology do not mix.
Well, what's going on, brother? You've got a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of stuff in the works. You wanted to get out there, and you've put yourself out there and saying you wanted to get on as many podcasts and interviews as possible.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I got. Well, first off, thanks for having me on the show.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I got. I'm holding my laptop right now, so that's why it's like I'm on a ship.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: Is the battery sufficient? Is it plugged in?
It's not plugged in, but it's fully charged. So it should
okay.
Be,
all right.
Okay. So
all right. I hear sea shanties are making a comeback. So
Yeah, I was so I actually have a TikTok for ORCumentary. Um I was contemplating whether to write like a little orc sea shanty, but with this whole album cycle, there's so much stuff to do. There's so much promo and everything. So I have been doing TikTok just to show off some of my Lord of the Rings collectibles. So
Cool.
so I've got like boxes and boxes of like the most random Lord of the Rings collectibles, and I've been using TikTok as a way to show them off. And eventually, I'd like to do some more music oriented things, like you said, the sea shanties. I don't even. I'd have to think about it to do like an orcish sea shanty, but it probably wouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, just do a sea shanty with that your orc voice.
Yeah. I don't know any sea shanties off the top of my head though.
Man, the audio is pretty bad.
Is it really bad?
Yeah, it's I'm hearing a lot of static. Like, do you have one in your ear and like one in your hand or something?
Here, let me put them back in. I took them out because.
Okay.
Is it any better now?
I mean, yeah, I think so. Well, let's go with this for a minute and see.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna check the audio settings again. I didn't have them.
Yeah, actually, I'm not hearing. I'm not hearing
anything.
Yeah, it sounds a lot better. I'm not hearing myself.
Did that do anything?
Yeah, you sound a lot better.
Okay, good.
There was a lot of like interference, like when you took one out.
I was kind of playing with them in my hands because I wasn't sure whether anything was actually coming out of them. Because,
okay, well then that's what I was saying.
Yeah, because
this is why we try to get together a little bit before the show to work this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, dude. It's okay.
So the thing is, your audio isn't coming through my earbuds, so I wasn't sure whether my sound was coming through as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that was the issue. Like I'm still trying to figure out how to use these. I'm so behind on like whatever trend there is, or whatever the latest technology is. So I'm in like 20 years, I'm going to be the guy who doesn't know how to open the latest PDF or what have you.
Well, so I am using a Mac to do this show, but you see, I'm using this headset, and I have AirPods, and AirPods would work fine. Yeah. But if they're not totally charged, if I'm talking to somebody for an hour, they could wig out and die. And at least with these, they're connected into the computer. Yeah. That's the best when you have things like the computer is connected into my network, so I don't have to worry about Wi-Fi issues.
Oh yeah.
To keep things hardwired is always the best route for anything. So with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, wireless connectivity has its advantages for convenience, but it has several disadvantages when it comes to quality.
Yeah, I usually don't use Bluetooth very much, but like when I listen to music, I usually have like headphones like yours, like big ones.
Yeah.
But I misplaced one of the cables, and so I decided to start using these, and the sound quality is actually very good. Like I don't know if it's equivalent because I know that usually cabled headphones sound better, but it's much better than some other Bluetooth headphones I've had in the past. But yeah, definitely with cables and all that, that's definitely a much better way to go.
Well, with the technical stuff out of the way.
Yeah, now that we've spent the first 7 minutes of your show talking about that.
So for people who don't know what ORCumentary is, give us a primer.
So ORCumentary is my fantasy-inspired solo project. Lyrically, the songs are all about orcs. So if you've seen Lord of the Rings, those are the twisted bad guys that are always snarling and holding weird weapons. So all of my songs are about those guys. It's obviously very inspired by Lord of the Rings, but the songs are all about an original story where my character Orc Adams is on a single-minded quest to destroy the elves, dwarves, goblins, and men, and institute orc supremacy. So basically, kill everybody else but the orcs.
So he's like an orc Nazi.
I
mean,
I don't want to go there. There's a lot more to the story than what I'm saying, but it's basically like if I'm giving you like the 10-second version, that's basically what it boils down to.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry to make it really.
What's that?
I'm sorry to make it like super dark.
Oh no, that's all right. I just yeah, I'm okay with moving on to the next point.
Yeah. So yeah, your character, you do have a voice. You know, I'm subscribed to your YouTube, and you're doing this daily, somewhat daily series, like an orc of the day. And today you did one on Grishnak.
Yeah. Oh, that's the orc of the week.
Orc of the week. Okay. There we go. That makes more sense.
Yeah. So that's the thing about ORCumentary is more interactive than your average band. Like when I would play shows with ORCumentary, there would be a lot of banter between myself and the crowd, and in character I would like insult the audience, and if there's like a lull in a certain part in the song, and somebody's on their phone, I might just shout like no texting, or if someone's eating a burger, I'll be like that burger looks good or something. It's very interactive. So with no shows, I've been trying to find other ways to kind of bridge that gap to rather than a lot of bands aren't really doing anything right now, or just in general, a lot of bands only post about their music. So like that Orc of the Week series I'm doing, part of it is it's also trying to reach out to people who are into like fantasy books, movies, video games, who might otherwise never hear of ORCumentary.
Sure.
So so that's that's what that series is about. Ultimately, I've only done 2 episodes so far, but it's seems to be going all right so far.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. Who was the first week? I don't remember.
Oh, the first one was King Obuld Many Arrows. That was from Forgotten Realms. It's a book series, and also some tabletop RPGs as well.
Okay, so that's not Tolkien.
Correct. I thought it would be too predictable to only do Tolkien characters.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you could do all Tolkien. I've got a whole room full of Tolkien shit in here. I mean, got my Mr. Frodo right here.
Oh, nice. I've seen a lot of those mini epics around, and I don't really collect too many Lord of the Rings things these days. I did a lot of that in my teenage years, and I have a ton of that shit. But those look really cool. I've seen a lot of good ones of those.
Yeah, this was a Loot Crate exclusive. I signed up for the Loot Crate Fright box, and then they sent me a welcome box, and this was an exclusive. I was super hyped to get this because I don't know if you could see, but Sting is blue. That's what makes it different, the Loot Crate version.
Oh, cool. I can't really see it too well.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to tell, especially with the chroma key, but there you go.
Oh, I see it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like pop vinyls, how, there may be one standard version of a certain character, but then a special edition will have that same character in a different color or what have you.
But do you have the audiobooks?
I don't have the audiobooks, but I do have I have an audiobook of The Children of Hurin.
Okay.
Which is one of the stories in the Silmarillion that was fleshed out into a full book.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do I have?
I have so much Tolkien audiobooks over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're a treat to listen to, man. And no matter how many times you read the books or see the movies, the audiobooks are just done so well. So well.
Yeah, I am not really, honestly, I don't, the past couple of years, I haven't really done too much reading in the general sense. Like, I used to be huge into reading, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I just haven't really had the time for it, as I've really been like diving into music a lot more and taking that a lot more seriously. But I would like to listen to the audiobooks at some point. I've heard a lot of good things about them, obviously. I do have, what is it? It's in the 80s, they did a radio drama of Lord of the Rings on the BBC,
Mm-hmm.
and I have at least one of them on tape. And this is something else cool I have kicking around. It's in my basement, but it's a couple tapes where Tolkien is doing some reading. Oh, is that the?
Yeah, this is the BBC collection.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
And yeah, and then so it's The Hobbit, and it's the three Lord of the Rings books, and then there's a Tales from the Perilous Realm and the J.R. Tolkien audio portrait, where there's a few short stories on this Tales from the Perilous Realm that are done on this CD. But I don't know if you remember who Frodo was on these.
That was Ian Holm, I think, right?
Yeah. he was Frodo and Bilbo, the only person to play Frodo and Bilbo.
Yeah.
So here's Tales from the Perilous Realm. We've got Farmer Giles of Ham, Smith of Wootton Major, Leaf by Nigel, and The Adventures of Tom Bombadil, which is just an excerpt from the book.
Oh, so that's I think I have the book of all that you just said. I think it's called something different though, rather than what you said. But yeah, I definitely need to get back into just into like reading in general and all that.
And of course, it comes with a map.
Oh yeah, of course it does. I have one. It's a little big. It's a really big version of the map. There's in a heavy frame and all that, but I haven't found a good place for it, so it's been on my floor for like 5 years.
I have that. I don't know if it's the same map because it's really big. I can't find a frame for it.
Yeah, those things are. It's a pain in the ass to find frames sometimes.
Yeah. So, but I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry to geek out on this Lord of the Rings stuff. So tell me more. Tell me more about the project you have coming out next month.
So this is February 5th. My new album is called Fully ORChestrated, and so basically, it's kind of like a greatest hits in a way, but but not quite. So basically, my style of music is more like metal, but this release is fully symphonic. So there is one brand new song, but most of the rest of the songs are orchestrated versions of some older songs. Okay. So
here's your Bandcamp.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can see that.
I can see it.
Okay.
So you have the song "The Time of the Orc Has Come." I released that as a single back in July, but that's on the album. That's the new song, and then the rest of the songs are it's kind of a greatest hits, songs that are given the symphonic treatment. And I also included a cover of "Where There's a Whip, There's a Way."
Okay, yeah, I see that. I was going to ask you that. Where there's a whip, there is a way.
Yeah, it came out really good. It's just a really fun. It was a really fun experiment, and it's funny. When I first started ORCumentary, I had so many ideas for stories and album titles and song titles, and this was, how long ago was this? Oh, it was like 15 years ago. So this album also commemorates ORCumentary's 15th anniversary. So 2021 marks 15 years of ORCumentary. So
now it says if you pre-order this, so there's a track list. There's 8. Wait, no,
yeah.
But then if you pre-order it, it comes with 14 bonus tracks.
So that's the CD only. So the CD version has instrumental versions of all the songs except where there's a whip, there's a way.
Okay.
And then it also comes with commentary tracks. So the commentary tracks are super fun because if you've seen any of my recent videos, like the Orc of the Week and the stuff on my TikTok, the commentary tracks are all done in that vein. So it's very like fully in character, where I'm just kind of ranting about, oh, this song is about when I killed goblins and whatever. So those are a lot of fun, and obviously, instrumental versions are instrumental versions, and I think it'll be good for people who want to do want music for their tabletop RPG campaign, and they want some fitting music to go with it. So I always like to give extra stuff to people who buy the CDs, because generally I feel like people who don't like purchase physical music aren't as into it. And if you're in 2021, if you're buying a CD, chances are you are a decent fan,
Sure.
pretty big fan.
Sure.
So I always like to give some extra stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, because honestly, it's not like you can go to Best Buy really and buy a CD anymore, and there's not much at Walmart or Target, and malls. I don't even think there are music stores in malls anymore. So
well, there's I know one near me. There's Newbury Comics. They have an okay music selection. And
well,
then,
I mean, there still are like mom and pop record stores. I mean, there are a couple here in Houston still. I mean, Newbury Comics I know about Newbury Comics, and I've never been to Connecticut or whatever. So, I mean, there's places like everybody knows about Amoeba in Los Angeles, and
they're gone, I think.
Are they gone?
Yeah.
Well, everybody knew about Amoeba.
Yeah.
Really? Bad. Well, I know they had some like in San Francisco too. I'll have to ask my friends out there because I haven't been out there in a while, because you can't go to California. It's hard to travel anywhere right now.
Oh yeah,
but especially California, because everything is just shut down completely.
Yeah,
with good reason. I mean, I won't get into the politics of that, but
it's not a political issue. It's people who are making it. It's people who are making it a political issue. It's things that are not political that are being turned political by certain people.
No, I agree with you. I completely agree with you, without a doubt. But
anyway,
yeah. So your market are the guys playing Dungeons and Dragons in their basement, and they want some epic, orc music, right?
I mean, I'm more doing this for myself. Like, this music is just a lot of fun for me to make.
Sure.
I think that I think that people who are into D&D and or who are just really into like fantasy, like books, games, all that kind of stuff, this is something that could really appeal to them, especially this release, because I know that metal is more of a polarizing thing. Some people just don't really like metal at all, but this release is a really special one, and I think that on paper you would think having symphonic instruments and having someone scream over them doesn't sound like it would work on paper, but it comes together really well. Like, it still has a lot of intensity, metal can be, very intense. It has a lot of energy to it. And this album has that, it's able to, even though there's no electric guitars or anything on it, it's still it's a lot of fun, but it still has some intensity.
Can we listen to this track?
Yeah,
Goblin
definitely.
Death March? Am I gonna get a copyright strike?
I have no idea. Hopefully not, but I don't have any control over that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know anything about StreamYard. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Oh, have you heard that song before?
Yeah, I did see the video on your YouTube as well. I guess I could have played that because you have like some lyrics on there or something.
Oh yeah, that's Goblin Death March is my biggest hit per se.
Okay.
So I couldn't do an album like this without including Goblin Death March.
Okay, gotcha, man.
But that was I mashed that up with the original song from 2013 is the music video is from then. So
Okay.
I figured it was more practical to just mash up an existing music video rather than getting a new one made for it.
Sure.
But it still works pretty good.
So you do everything, right?
All the instrumentals, yes.
Oh, but not all the vocals.
Oh no, I do all the vocals too.
Okay.
So in that song, it was all me.
Okay. How many different characters were in that?
So some songs have different characters, but that one only had my character, Orc Adams. So there's some songs where, like on that album, Orcs 1, Goblins 0, there's a troll character who is a friend of mine, well, a friend. And there are some songs where there's a bit of a back and forth between those characters. And I'm trying to think of what other ones. On my last album, Destroy the Dwarves, there are a couple different characters. Like there's a dwarf king who has a very brief part. There's an orc who betrays me, who has a role. It's not like there's not like a ton of different characters. It's mostly just stuff told from my perspective, but there are some characters do come in and out. Oh, and I even forgot to say one of a cult favorite among cult songs. So if I'm like if I have a cult following within a cult following, can we say?
Sure.
So on Orcs 1 Goblin 0, which is the album that has the original Goblin Death March, there's this really wacky song I have called Black Forest Ham, and it's about this hobbit who the hobbit's name is Black Forest Ham, and a lot of the lyrics are in limericks, and he has some vocals in there, and it's a really fun song. A lot of people who go to the shows really like it, and it's almost an inside joke because I don't like that song, and everyone else wants to hear it. So, like, if there are people who know who I am, they're like chanting Black Forest Ham during the song. I'll just say, like, no, shut the fuck up. So it's a lot of fun. Let's see. Oh, there's a comment here from Chris. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you like that song.
Yeah, he just said that was awesome.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the comments. I figured I would, respond.
Yeah, Chris is cool. I met him at Full Terror Assault Open Air in 2019, so like a year and a half ago now. Because nothing really happened in 2020. There were a few things that happened, but what have you been? So I guess this is what you've been doing during this kind of quarantine time, right?
Yeah. This this is the big thing. Like for I had already decided I was going to do an album at the beginning of the year last year, so I had already started working on it. But then when everything started closing down, it kind of helped me out because there were less distractions. So it wasn't like, I'm doing something every weekend or what have you. I literally had nothing better to do but work on this album, as much as I obviously wanted to get it done.
Yeah.
So, I've done some other things, like I do some studio keyboard work for some bands sometimes. With my other band, Virus of Ideals, we're doing some album recordings. But that's been about it. It hasn't been, obviously it's been a pretty low key year, but a lot of people, I guess, wrote off 2020. Some people had, I'm lucky that, I didn't get sick. I didn't lose my job or any of that sort of thing. But but like I said, I took the time to, I really pushed myself really hard to put out this album. I've been learning a lot about online marketing and, just kind of marketing yourself better as a musician online rather than the traditional model, which was, to grind out the tour circuit,
sure,
8 months out of the year.
And so I reached out to you because I think you posted something on World Metal Scene Facebook group. that's a huge group with like almost 50,000 people in it. So sometimes things can get lost in there. But I noticed it right away because I do love Lord of the Rings, and I'm like, this dude's making orc metal. What the hell? Orc core, if you will.
Yeah.
So you know, I figured you had to be awesome, and I had to get you on my show, especially considering you were looking to get it on people's shows. So there's that method, and a few other people, a few bands I've got through these people I knew. Are there are some, I'm on some press emails and people that have looked interesting to me. I've got back with the press agent and been like, I'd like to interview this band. Excuse me. Like next week, I'm interviewing a band from Toronto called Phantom High. They call themselves like horror glamcore.
Yeah.
And they're like they sound almost like a new metal band, So like I'm talking to metal bands of all different types of subgenres, and I'm getting in contact with them through different methods and ways. How do you feel your method is working out? I mean, would you reach out to press agents to try to get you out there? Do you think you're doing well enough on your own, just kind of messaging people on your own?
So I do have some PR helping me out with this album. It's not as comprehensive as it could be. Like there are some. So this album was a really big production. So this was by far the biggest production I've done with ORCumentary. So as much as I wanted to throw everything I had at it, I did not have as much as I would like per se. So I do have some PR help, which definitely, a lot of press releases I've gotten on various websites, some reviews, some stuff I probably wouldn't be able to get myself, or, it would be a lot more work to get it myself. So in terms of, I guess in terms of like interviews and all that stuff, it's a lot of it is just kind of reaching out to people, but the PR, I have been getting some back in that way as well. But in terms of, I guess, like trying to reach people, a lot of it is just being active on social media and, having a lot of the new content I'm coming up with, try to reach a new audience, learning how to target people with Facebook ads and all that. And
really? Okay.
Yeah. So it's, and that thing with World Metal Scene, where they had me on their, like they do this thing where they swap out, like they may have somebody on their cover photo for a few days.
Yeah.
And then the owner of that group will just send out like a ton of invites. And through that, I got like, I don't know, like or over 150 page likes from that. So, I mean, and some of those people have, a lot of times people will like your page and then they'll just forget about it because it gets buried, like it gets buried in the feed. It's, Facebook's algorithm is really not friendly for bands, but
no. I mean, for any pages, for any page, any business pages, a band is considered like a business. Like I have a page for the the most epic adventures that this is on right now. Actually, this is on 3 pages right now, but it's also on a group. I have a group, the Most Metal Facebook group. You're in the group as well. I post this on all 3 of the pages, and I'll post it on the group. I'll get 10 times more engagement on the group than I do all 3 of the pages put together, because Facebook wants me to. Hopefully, they don't shut me down for outing their algorithms, but they want me to pay for an ad to promote the stream. But in the group, I'm being an engaging member of the group. It's the exact same video, but it's looked at as 2 completely different things.
Yeah, people. Yeah, exactly. Because if you think about the number of pages you follow, the number of people on your feed, there's so much there, and people are just kind of mindlessly scrolling. A lot of times they're not even registering what they're doing. They're just kind of doom scrolling, I think is the term. But when you're a member of a group, you're more likely to pay attention to what's being posted there, because
well, I mean, it's not whether a matter of even paying attention. It's a matter of, if you're just looking through your timeline, they're going to put those group posts ahead of page posts, because I can see, you know, on your page it shows you how many people that it's reached, you know. And so like I've shared this video from the most epic adventures to like 30 groups. So it's going to reach a lot of people because of the groups. But if I just shared it to my personal timeline, nothing. It would be nothing. So I do these interview shows on so many different platforms to try to help my guests get as many new audience members as possible, you know?
Yeah.
So it's fun for me. But yeah, the algorithms are really harsh, and and they try to do things to try to get you to pay. Because like when I have bought ads a couple of times, and they always ask, do you want to target people who like the page or friends of friends who like the page? I'm like, if they already like the page, shouldn't they see this already?
Well, you would think, yeah.
Would
I mean, it's kind of an art form almost, trying to figure out how to target people well. I've actually, you know, I've done some ads where like where the goal is to get people to like the page, and I've actually had some really successful ones. But it's really like an art form to try to figure out, you know, like there is the whole thing like where you're boosting a post so that more people in your page, more people in your that like your page will actually see it. It's kind of dumb, but I mean, you kind of have to play the game. You know, even just spending like I guess depending on if you have like a set goal in mind, you know, just spending $1 or $2 a day, it can really pay off if you know what you're doing. But like I said, it's a lot of trial and error, and you know, a lot of people. It's just hard, you know. It's just hard to figure out sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's you know, for a band or for anybody else, yeah, you do have to kind of sort out what works for you. And then like, where's your goal? Like as a band, do you have an infinite number of page likes you want to get to, or is there a certain level you want to get at? Because I know,
are you asking me, or is that like
no, I'm asking you.
Oh, well, I mean, my ultimate goal is to do music full time. You know, whether it's, you know, whether part of my income being from ORCumentary, part of it being from studio work, you know, part of it from XYZ. You know, I know a lot of musicians, you know, they have like, you know, YouTube channels or Patreons or whatever where they're able to, I mean, that's like the ultimate goal. That's something that is very far off if it's even possible. But, you know, if I can even, you know, the thing, let's see, where am I going with this? You know, I guess that's what I'm shooting for is, you know,
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. Like the number's not really the goal. The goal is to make this your career. And I'm in the same place. I did have you know, because I'm press, they do certain events look at your numbers for whether or not they'll grant you press access.
Yeah.
So I did have this particular goal for a particular event. They actually listed what their requirements were in order to get those press credentials. You had to have at least 2,000 likes or followers on all platforms.
Yeah.
That you're active on. So I had that number, and thankfully I've been able to surpass that. But that's not a number is not my goal. Much as yourself, my goal is to make this my full-time thing. You know, my going out on adventures and showing people cool shit they can do. I know it's hard right now to go out and do a lot of cool stuff, but it still can be done safely if you know, are careful.
Yeah. It's yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, 3,000 followers for one kind of business is very different than 3,000 followers for another kind of business. So,
Right.
I think it's less generally. I think it's less about people, because a lot of people still buy Facebook likes, and you can tell that it's crap because they could have like 100,000 likes and then their posts have 5 reactions to them.
But again, like I tell you, I post something on my page and I've got over like 3,100 likes on my page, but I won't get any reactions hardly sometimes on my page, just because, and I'll see that only like 20 people even saw it. You know what I mean? And I haven't bought likes for my page. So
I mean, I know that there's.
I've heard people. I've heard that though. I've heard people being accused of buying Facebook likes before too. I have heard that, but
yeah, I mean it's I mean what people. I mean, what's I'm trying to think of what that thing is where like if you can get 100 people to give you $100 every year, then you're set. Or it's one of those things like in business, which ultimately means you want like quality over quantity when it comes to like followers or what have you.
Sure.
Sure. You can have like a small, like a big thing with bands, like, like with artists, I mean, you hear about this all the time, how artists are, they dilute their sound and dress nicer to appeal to more people. But what you really want to do is you want to double down on what makes you different. And target the people who will go nuts over that. Obviously, I mean, that's just like, there's just so many ways that you can do that. But, just for example, with me, with ORCumentary, like these videos I've been doing, which appeal to, which in theory should appeal to, fans of the fantasy genre who would probably like ORCumentary. But then with Facebook ads, I'm targeting people within a certain age group in certain areas that like certain bands that also have certain interests. So rather than like, I'm going to look for people who like metal. Okay, well, there's like 8 billion metal bands, and you know what I mean? Like, it's really a matter of just finding out what makes you different, find out the kinds of people that will go nuts over it, and targeting those people. And like I said, really doubling down on what makes you different.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, dude. And I think what you're doing is fun. It's, some people are, some people take it way too seriously. Like I've got in the metalhead box, I got a Euronymous pen the other day.
Oh,
and
that's funny.
These dudes took it way too seriously, and he died over it.
Well, metal was very different back then. I mean, that was in the 80s, right?
That was in the early 90s, like 91, so like 30 years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, metal was very different back then. I think that it was, compared to now, I mean, now metal is it's I don't want to say it's like a counterculture, but it kind of is in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely not the that level of insanity, like
I don't know, man. You still have these cult gatekeeper motherfuckers out there that love calling people posers and bullshit. So whatever, fuck those guys.
Yeah, who cares? If I don't know, if some girl's wearing like a Slayer shirt, like who sees that and gets mad?
Oh man, there was a gas station not too long ago. I saw a girl wearing a Slayer shirt, and what do you do when you see someone wear a Slayer shirt? You go, "Fucking Slayer!" And she was frightened, but she should know that's anybody who wears that shirt. That's the reaction that you give them, right? Fucking Slayer! Like no matter what.
No, it's funny. I keep seeing things like somebody wears like a Metallica shirt and they're like, "Oh, you like Metallica, do you?" Someone who's not a white man, like is wearing a Metallica shirt. It's like they have Metallica shirts at fucking Kohl's and Walmart.
Yeah.
You know, like you're telling me you're going to gatekeep that band?
Well, yeah, I heard. Was it some girl on TikTok or something who was wearing?
Yeah, that was the most recent instance, but I know that that's happened so many times.
Well, that was awesome. That was awesome though. Like some asshole was like, "I bet you don't even like Metallica," and she's like, "Oh, okay," and then she busted out her guitar and just shredded 3 songs. You know? Like so, it's like not does she only just like Metallica, but she knows how to play their music. Like,
But it's not even like some obscure band. Like, if you're going to gatekeep, why gatekeep Metallica? That makes no sense. Like, Metallica on the planet. That just makes no sense. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. In the pop world, it's probably like, oh, are you really a Taylor Swift fan? Well, I don't know. Taylor Swift's face is everywhere. Why is it implausible to? I don't know. It makes no sense to me.
I just remember when one of the Kardashians wore a Slayer shirt, and then
people get so mad about that.
Gary Holt wore a Kill the Kardashian shirt like every day after that.
I wish I could say that didn't bother me. Like, it's kind of funny. Like it's funny, but at the same time, it is a little annoying. Like I saw Kanye West wearing a Cradle of Filth shirt. I'm a big Cradle of Filth fan. I mean, I'm not gonna go up to him and say name 5 albums, but I mean, I could just imagine like his handler. I'm not sure what it would be like. Kanye West is like I want like some scary T-shirt. Go find it for me. Yeah. And his handler's like, damn, where am I gonna find a scary shirt? Cradle of Filth. Yeah, that's one. That looks scary. It's just
like he probably wants a Hot Topic, right?
I don't even know if they have Cradle of Filth shirts at Hot Topic.
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, it's I guess it's like, outsiders trying to understand what rock and metal are. It's just amusing.
Yeah.
Now, if he was wearing a shirt, that would be something else.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Send them one. See what happens.
Yeah.
Oh shit, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, have you seen Kanye metal quotes on Facebook?
Yeah, those are.
I mean, obviously they're not really him, but they're hilarious.
A lot of them are true, but it's hilarious. Oh man.
What I mean, can you imagine Kanye West actually making a metal album? It would have. I think it's going to happen at some point.
It probably would be an extremely shitty version of Body Count. Like an extremely shitty version.
Well, actually, Body Count is not shitty. So.
Oh no, I didn't say that like I thought they were. They're awesome.
Okay.
No, they're savage. No, what I'm saying that it's a really shitty version of Body Count. That's what I mean. Is that it's a shitty version of Body Count.
Okay. Because of the rapper thing. Gotcha.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I get that, people try to be, metalheads try to be cool by saying, oh, Taylor Swift is such a great songwriter, and, Kanye West is the other thing. And it's great if people like it. I have no interest in it. It's just not my thing at all. And I don't know if it's really doing the rock and metal world any favors that metalheads are defending pop stars.
Yeah. Well, my spot, Spotify tries to find artists that are similar to what you've been listening to try to curate your listening experience. But mine gets wrecked by random shit all the time. Like me and my friend just went to Six Flags Park yesterday, and we were talking about the old Six Flags commercials with the old dancing guy. Remember those?
Oh, I remember those. Yeah.
Yeah, and that song, I was like, oh man, what was that song? And I looked up the song. It was "We Like to Party" by Venga Boys, and we played. I played that. Yeah, and I played that song over and over again. It's like we're going to Six Flags.
So now all of your playlists are influenced by that.
Yeah, Dutch dance pop music.
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
I wanted to mention, we were getting off topic for a little while, but one thing I wanted to mention, if anybody's tuning in, that I have an annual Super Bowl halftime show that I do. So during the televised halftime show for the Super Bowl, I do a live performance online. So usually it's on Facebook Live. I'm going to see if I can do it on YouTube Live this time, so that more people can tune in. But kind of
if you want, look at the description on YouTube for this video, and there'll be a link to StreamYard. You can get a free trial of StreamYard, get $10 credit if you do want to go use a pro plan later. And that will give you a chance to stream to your YouTube and your Facebook and your Twitter and your Twitch and your LinkedIn. And if you have an RMTP to your own site, you can send it to all those places at the same time.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's what I'm.
Yeah. I know some people. Well, I mean, obviously you're doing that. That's the service that StreamYard provides. They allow you to stream to multiple sites at once.
Yeah, so I'm streaming to my personal Facebook, the Facebook for the Robb Zipp Show, the Facebook page for the Most Metal Productions, the Facebook for the Most Epic Adventures, the Facebook group, the Most Metal Facebook group, my YouTube, Periscope for Twitter at Most Epic Show, and twitch.tv/Robb Zipp. So the same broadcast is going to all these sources right now at the same time.
I'll have to take a look at that, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, there is a free version that you can use, and then there's a trial. And I'm saying, when's the Super Bowl? It's in like a few weeks. So I think you can get a 30-day. You might be able to get a 30-day trial. Just use it for your Super Bowl show, so that way you don't have to decide where you're going to post it. You can just post it to all of them.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea. I'll have to look into that.
And I mean, I have a lifetime pro membership, so I don't really get much out of you using my credit, but you would get a $10 credit if you use my referral link. Is all I'm saying.
Okay.
And that goes to anybody that's watching. Anybody that's watching. I got the StreamYard logo tattooed on my leg. So
oh, did they really give it to you for free for that?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Is it big?
No, it's not that big. It's green, so the screen, but
I can see it. Yeah, that looks like it came out pretty well.
Yeah. The tattoo artist is, he did a good job, and I streamed it live using StreamYard.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it was worth it to get the the tattoo. But this was the one-time thing. They're not gonna do this for anybody else. This was just my one weird thing. But I will get tattoos for other businesses that want to sponsor me in similar ways.
Yeah.
Do you have any crazy tattoos?
I have a few. So I don't know if I would consider any of them crazy per se. Let's see. I only have a couple on my arm here, but I'm working on a Lord of the Rings arm. But I only have tattoos at the moment. So let me see if you can see. So I got this one. Lighting this up with the fucking camera is a pain in the ass. Let's see if I can do that. So I don't know if you could see this. So this is that dragon. That's a dragon.
From The Hobbit.
Smaug. And then that right here is on the crown that Aragorn wore when he was crowned king. That was the symbol that was on the front of it.
So it's a little different than the White Tree of Numenor.
Yeah, it's a little bit. That's what it's meant to be a picture of, but it is slightly different than what the traditional picture is. Let me see what else.
I've got Treebeard on my arm here.
Oh, do you? That's awesome.
You see that?
I can't see it too well. Oh, I can kind of see it. If you have a picture,
Here.
that might be.
No, can you see it a little better?
Oh, there we go. I see it now. That came out really good.
Yeah,
okay.
the guy that did this is freaking phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
He's in a. I actually met him because he's in a Dungeons and Dragons group with some other friends of mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I saw some of his work and I was just blown away by it. And so I got him to do this, and then he did this arm too, which is not Lord of the Rings inspired, but it's just a big like saber tooth skull thing.
Oh yeah.
So he did both arms.
Let's see what I do have a see on my I probably won't be able to get a picture of it on my leg, but I have a Tampa Bay Buccaneers tattoo on there.
Oh yeah, going to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, just suffered through a lot of crappy years to get there though, but we're doing pretty okay right now. And this one I got, I don't know how well you can see it, but this is actually for one of my favorite bands called Elven King. It incorporates a couple of their artwork. Like there's a shield with a scythe and a magic like a sorcerer's staff. I can't really get through. I like
it's
like
okay. It's okay.
It's like everything is like inverted, so I'm trying to like get a good angle, but
yeah, it's fine. I get it.
Nice
Hobbit shirt. Nice Hobbit the movie shirt, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was. I can't say I'm a big fan of the Hobbit movies, honestly, but
you know, listen, I don't have a problem with them. I understand. You know, the movie studio really screwed that up by saying that there had to be 3 movies. There didn't need to be 3 movies.
If they were all 90 minutes, they would have been fine. If each movie was 90 minutes long, it would have been great.
But they wanted them all, 2.5, 3 hours. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So they wanted a trilogy. They want, the Lord of the Rings trilogy was successful, so they wanted to repeat that. And The Hobbit was a children's book, so it was ridiculous. But here's the thing with that also, like, it gave me more Tolkien on the screen. Now, some of it was Peter Jackson created, but whatever. Peter. I'm not mad at the. Peter Jackson changed the ending of Lord of the Rings, and I'm not mad with it. I don't think anybody's mad at him about that. Because did we really want to see, Sauron hanging out in Hobbiton, wreaking havoc and calling himself Sharky?
Oh, that was Saruman. Is that correct?
Yeah, Saruman. What did I say? Did I say Sauron? Did I say Sauron? I meant Saruman.
Yeah. There's some things that work in the books that don't really work in the movies. Like I get the whole thing in the books where it's like, oh well, nothing is untouched by war, but in the pacing of a movie and everything, it just really would have just wrecked the whole thing.
Yeah.
For the average person.
And poor Tom Bombadil, he's
so bad. It's excruciating reading that. I love the movies. And I want to love the books. I like the books, but there's some parts that are just so hard to get through. And like the first 2 chapters of Fellowship are great, and it's like, the way that it's just stuff that you can't replicate in the movies, as amazing as the movies are.
Yeah.
Like the Shadow of the Past chapter where Gandalf is describing everything. It's just so well written and so gripping. And then the next chapter, Frodo, you should really think about going. It's been 5 months, and it's just like from there until after they leave Tom Bombadil's and leave the Barrow Wights behind and everything. It's just excruciating to get through that entire thing. It's just so dull. Ugh. And I guess maybe I'm not academic enough to be like, oh, I get the point of Tom Bombadil. I get that he's an interesting character who's not affected by the ring XYZ. I just think it's extremely boring.
Well, not too many people are going to argue with you about that. So
Yeah.
it's cool, man. Well, listen, we've been going for over an hour now. That's about the time I end things. But what else do people need to know about ORCumentary?
So, ORCumentary has a new album coming out February 5th. That'll be available on all digital platforms, but it'll also be available. I don't know if you include links to any of my stuff here. I have merch for sale on Bandcamp. I also have merch on my Big Cartel page. T-shirts, patches.
Here's your Bandcamp merch.
Yeah, that's let's see what else. Yeah, so I got CDs, shirts, patches, beanies. Doing a live stream performance during the Super Bowl halftime show, which will be roughly 8:30, but it's going to start like exactly when the halftime show on TV starts, so it could vary. And I think that's just about everything. Yeah, the album release show, and yeah. So this is this site is that's my Big Cartel page right there.
Let me ask you, did you get these from the Ukrainian?
Yeah, UKR Patcher.
Yeah. That's where I get my my patches from too.
Yeah, it's the quality is really good. I'm still waiting for these to arrive. It takes a while. Because it's overseas, on top of everything being so messed up with the postal system. But yeah,
this hat I got from UKR Patcher, and I ordered some hats from someone here in Texas, and I ordered some hats from UKR Patcher. These hats got here quicker.
Really?
Yeah. And that's more because they got right on it, and I had ordered from them before, so they had the logo already,
Oh yeah.
So they had the logo already, and but they got on it instantly because I paid them, and they did it, and they sent it, and the person here in Texas took their time. It wasn't a priority to them, so
yeah, like things like patches and beanies. A lot of times they're not affordable to smaller time businesses and musicians unless you get huge quantities.
Right.
Like something like thousands or something. Like UKR Patcher is the only one I know of that's affordable where I could get. Like I got like 50 of the hats, and I actually did get like 200 of the patches. Just because that's something like some bands they get a shirt of a specific album and it's popular when that album comes out, but when the next album comes out, not so much.
Yeah.
But when you get like a basic patch, that of just the logo, that's going to be as popular now as it is whenever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And like like your hats, that's the logo. That's not like some kind of special event or anything which will be popular during a certain time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I bought Rings of Saturn. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but their drummer lives here in Houston, and I went to go see them when they played before the pandemic. And they had hats. They had hats for their new album, and they had hats for their previous album. And the hats for the previous album were cheaper, and it's the same logo. It's just the under the bill was different. And I'm like,
oh yeah,
give me the cheaper one, bro. I mean, it was a killer. It was a killer album too. So, my only problem with that particular band is they don't have a bass player. That kind of bothers me.
Oh, I don't really know anything about them except I think people got mad at them because they think they use backing tracks. Is that true, or am I thinking of a different band?
Do they use? I mean, they have two guitar players, a drummer. They have another. Remember, do they have three guitar players? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't remember now. But they're a tight band. I mean, and maybe they do use some backing tracks. Who cares? A lot of bands use
I use
backing
backing
tracks.
tracks in my live performances. It's just me up there on stage with a keyboard.
Yeah,
so,
you have
I mean,
to.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's this band I'm friends with in Atlanta called Violent System. They use they're a death metal band, and they use backing tracks because they have some orchestral stuff, and they don't have a keyboard player, so they play that with their backing tracks, which could be a double-edged sword, you know.
A lot of bands do that. I don't fault bands for using backing tracks in that capacity. Like even like I play keyboards in my other band, Virus of Ideals, and we backtrack some keyboards as well. Like, I do like the leads, like, like piano or whatever, like the keyboard solos, and then like the symphonic stuff is backtracked, because I'm also kind of fronting the band, and I'm using a guitar, but I'm not going to be.
I was going to ask that. Nice.
Oh, I could show you if you want.
Sure.
All right, I'll be right back.
See that cool tapestry back there?
Oh, that's a Sepultura album, Machine Messiah. I don't know if you heard that one, but it's really good. But that's so this is my guitar right here. See if we can get a good view of it.
Very nice. Oh, all black keys.
Yeah. This stripe is actually, you can change it out. I have a silver one and a gold one. So you can remove this and put like different colors on there.
Okay.
So
I don't know. I think you'd want to keep it like that because it looks like the blood on the edge of the blade.
Yeah, the red is definitely more striking. I haven't actually used this too much because it's more of a live performance kind of thing. Rather than for recording or what have you.
Right. Well, that's awesome, dude. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show. I wish you much success. I look forward to seeing your halftime show. Make sure to remind me. I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm going to any Super Bowl parties. I don't think that's a good idea. So
yeah. Yeah, thanks for having me on the show. It's a lot of fun. I always like talking about nerdy stuff and my music, obviously. But I think we might have talked a bit more about nerdy stuff, which I don't know.
Well, it's all the basis of what you do. So
yeah, exactly.
It all runs in a circle.
Yeah, exactly.
So very cool music to listen to during your campaign. I look forward to. Now, I saw some bands are starting to do this on their Spotify. There's like a link to donate Cash App. Did you get notified about that?
Yeah, I did add to the ORCumentary Spotify. I added a PayPal.me.
PayPal.
So I'm kind of stuck in the past, and I use PayPal.
No, dude, I prefer PayPal. Honestly, I didn't even have Cash App on this phone. I had to download it because I had to use it for some other things. But yeah, here he goes. Yeah, via PayPal, make a contribution. No money goes to Spotify. I think that's a freaking awesome thing that.
Oh yeah.
Because Spotify's been getting grief for a long time about not paying the artists. So I've always made a point to try to, artists. Well, wait, hold on a second. There was a problem. Hold on. There we go. Now I'm following you. Sorry about that, man.
No
but
worries.
your Goblin Death March is definitely your most popular song on here.
Yeah, by a long shot.
And
so I knew that I had to give it the orchestral treatment.
And you've got an artist pick playlist, the metal vocal inspiration. Yeah,
that was I made that one a while back. It's kind of a short playlist, but I can always add
it. When did Machine Messiah come out?
That was 2017.
Okay. Okay, so it's the current vocalist.
Yeah.
Got Wolfhard on here. Valenfry, dude. That's a band that it's like they had like one album and just kind of disappeared.
They had 3.
Did they
Yeah, they had 3 albums, but yeah, they
English band, right?
for whatever reason he wanted to change the name, and I'm actually wearing the hoodie of the spiritual successor band, Strigoi. It's like an ancient word for vampire, but they're still making music under this name.
Oh, dude, because I
Yeah.
wonder what the hell happened to them. So now you're gonna have to send me a message, tell me what their new name is, because I really dug what I heard from them. So that's
It's just very like sludgy and crusty, and there are a lot of bands that have that sound, but just the vocals are just so unique. Like I don't know if you, the main guy in that band is the guitarist from Paradise Lost.
Okay, I think I did know that. Did he have some kind of weird issues recently?
I don't think so.
No. Maybe I'm just getting him confused with the guy from As I Lay Dying.
Oh.
yeah, terrible guy. Anyway, all right, Sean. Well, thanks again so much for coming on, man.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for having me.
And everybody go check his stuff out. Cool dude. Well, I'll definitely, like I said, make sure to watch your Super Bowl halftime show. Are you going to be wearing a Buccaneers jersey if they're in the game? Tom Brady.
Because I don't have a fancy orc getup, but I mean, if the Buccaneers are in the Super Bowl, I might have to wear a jersey.
Well, we'll see, man. We'll see. I really hope it's the Bills and the Buccaneers. That'd be good. That'd be a good matchup. Because it's going to be in Tampa, isn't it?
Yeah, it would be the first time ever that a Super Bowl team played their Super Bowl at their home stadium.
Well, then Green Bay's going to win then, because there's no way that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But who knows? Who knows? I didn't think they would beat the Saints, and they did. So
I didn't either. Yeah, they made Breeze throw 3 interceptions, and
yeah, it'll be interesting. I just want to see the Bills in the Super Bowl, so to see them lose again.
That would be something.
That's sad. But their fans, they have some of the best fans, man. They body slam each other through tables like they're in 3D or something,
Yeah.
So
I bummed the Browns didn't make it. They almost moved on.
Yeah.
That would have been something. That fan base has really been suffering for a long time.
Yeah. All right, dude. I'm gonna let you go. I'll see you later.
All right, see ya.
All right, everybody. That was ORCumentary putting out some of those orc tunes. New album coming out in February, and as you heard, he's doing the Super Bowl halftime show on all of his social media. Hopefully, he'll be using StreamYard to do that. If you'd like to use StreamYard as well, use the link in the description. You get $10 off your plan. Also, if you want to murder your thirst, do it with Liquid Death. Go to liquiddeath.com. Use the promo code MostEpicShow to save 10%. Next week, I'm going to have Phantom High. They are a horror-themed band from Toronto, Canada. So it'll be fun to have those guys on the show. We won't be talking about Lord of the Rings the whole time. That's my fault, man. That's my fault. What else was I going to say? I went to Six Flags Fiesta, Texas yesterday, and that video is up. So make sure to check that out. If you haven't done so, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so. And make sure to follow the Instagram, follow the Twitter, like the Facebook page, and share this video with your friends. All right, guys. Until next time, remember to drink water, listen to metal, enjoy nature, and have the most epic adventures.